to be a sponsor of that ride, and I'd now like to show you a short video about it.
I'm Chris Kolenda, retired U.S. Army colonel, and I am undertaking a 1,700-mile bicycle journey called the Fallen Hero Honor Ride to visit the graves of the 6 paratroopers from my unit who were killed in action in Afghanistan. It's been 15 years, 15-year anniversary coming up, and they deserve to have their stories told. And they deserve to have their legacies of service to America both recognized and advanced. The ride will raise funds for the Saber 6 Foundation, which is designed to help my unit's veterans and their families and descendants achieve their dreams, and also to fund a Rotary Club of Milwaukee scholarship endowment in the names of our 6 paratroopers. The Fallen Hero Honor Ride is the first start of that journey. So the ride starts at Chris Pfeiffer's gravesite on September 25th, and then it will go essentially traveling east through Iowa to visit Adrian Hike's gravesite, south of Chicago where Jacob Lowell is buried. Ryan Fritchie is buried near Indianapolis, Indiana, and then east to eastern Pennsylvania where Dave Morris is buried, and then finally to Arlington National Cemetery where Tom Bostic rests in peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the podium Colonel Chris Kolenda.
Congratulations on an extraordinary achievement, graduating from an elite institution with a degree that a lot of people are seeking after. So this is just the end of the beginning of the impact that you're going to make throughout the world. I appreciate Dr. Walls you showing me showing this video. I guess it was 3 weeks ago I completed the 1,700-mile ride. We lose 22 veterans a day to suicide, and even more than that to overdoses. Within my own group of 800, we have now lost more to suicide and overdoses than to enemy fire. And I can't know that people who had my back in Afghanistan for 15 months are going through these kind of struggles, and not try to do something about it. So that's why I undertook the ride, to honor the dead and to serve the living. You're gonna achieve huge goals as well in your life. They may look very different, but they're gonna be huge goals that make impact nonetheless. I was thinking about you a couple days ago when I was at Specialized Bicycles. So that one of the bicycle I rode in the ride was from Specialized, and they custom painted it with the names of our 6 fallen heroes. And Specialized is an engineering company that builds bicycles. I mean, it's really extraordinary. And I was in the composite lab 2 days ago, and I was thinking about you because they gave us these samples of carbon fiber. And this bike that I rode is carbon fiber. It weighs like 14 pounds. It's incredible. And carbon fiber has different mixtures, different angles that you can use for both strength and stability. And they've got this 61-piece layup for how you build this bicycle. And you've got to get the strength and stability just right, or the strength and stiffness just right in each piece, because if you get the combination wrong, if you put a piece in the wrong place, the bike's either gonna wobble or it may have a catastrophic failure. And you're gonna find this throughout your life, is that having the right combination, the right composite for you, where you're applying your natural strengths and the skills that you acquire are vital to putting yourself in a position to succeed. So imagine a double axis chart with love it on the north-south and good at it on the east-west. If you are in a position where you're on the lower left, where you don't like it, you hate it, and you're not good at it, you're going to drop out. You probably had a lot of folks drop out in the first semester of school here because it just wasn't a good fit. Now, if you're in the lower right, where you're good at it, but you hate it, you're going to burn out. You're going to burn energy faster. You're going to burn out. Your subordinates are going to burn out. So always be aware of the trap, the skill trap, where people are really good at something they do, but they don't like it. It's not a good natural fit for them. When you're in the upper left, when you're in something you love to do, but you're not yet good at it, that's where you want to cultivate and develop the skills that allow you to unleash those natural talents. Steve Jobs is a great example. In the 1980s, this visionary founder of Apple had really horrible people skills. So bad that his own board fired him from the company he founded. But Jobs learned his lesson, developed enough people skills so that he could unleash his vision, came back to Apple, and the rest is history. So the first thing that struck me about achieving big goals is the carbon fiber principle. Put yourself in a position to succeed where you're using your natural talents and your skills to achieve extraordinary success. The second one is the 1 millimeter rule. Now, most of you are familiar with complexity theory. Yeah, all right, I see some nods, where changes to initial conditions can create huge outcomes. So a butterfly flapping its wings in Indonesia can create a hurricane in the Caribbean. At least that's the theory. Well, the 1 millimeter rule is in fact true, because I felt it. As I was cycling the first 600 miles, my seat wasn't adjusted quite right. And it felt like I was sitting on a sawhorse, bouncing up and down, and it was getting really painful. And at the same time, Hurricane Ian was coming in up the East Coast, and it was pushing all the prevailing winds to go east to west instead of west-east. So I had 600 miles of headwinds and this constant pounding. And I had no idea what to do. So I was treating all the symptoms. You know, I'm sitting on bags of ice at night, taking Motrin and Tylenol like they're candy. And I'm thinking, maybe I need to put on 2 of those, padded shorts instead of just 1. So I called my coach. I said, Coach, this really hurts. My bottom is really sore. And he says, describe it to me. I was like, all right, well, here you go. And he says, angle your seat forward 1 millimeter. Angle it forward 1 millimeter. Tilt it down 1 millimeter. 1 millimeter? This hurts. No, really, just do 1 millimeter. And I did. And the next day, it felt like a dream. It's like, oh, this isn't what it's supposed to feel like. So you're going to find these situations in your life where the little things, a small adjustment to important things is going to have a huge impact. So not every little thing is important to run around with your hair on fire about, but find those important things, those important initial conditions, those important matters, and constantly make the adjustments. If you get 1% better every day, in 70 days you're twice as good. And then finally, if you go alone, be a lone wolf if you want to fail repeatedly. Go together with the right people if you want repeated success. There are 3 kinds of people you're going to meet in your life. I'm a card-carrying introvert. I don't know if anybody resembles that. For me, an extroverted moment is when I look at your shoes. So I'm a card-carrying introvert. I can lone wolf with the best of them, but I realized that every time I did that, I wound up face planting. But when I went together with the right people, we were all able to succeed. You're going to find 3 kinds of people in your life. For simplicity, I'll call them Sappers, Trappers, and Zappers. Sappers are people that suck your energy. They're the success shamers, the trauma dumpers, the people who are always negative, who awfulize everything. And you get around them and you just feel drained. Just take a second and think about a sapper in your life. Create some distance from that person. You're also going to meet trappers. Trappers are people who love you just the way you are, and they never want you to change. They're scared of you growing. Oftentimes, they're good friends, they're loved ones, who would like to trap you in amber, like a bug in amber, so you never change. Just take a moment to think about a trapper in your life. Most of the time, just simply reassuring a loved one who is scared of you growing, that you're not going to grow away from them, is enough to help turn them from trapper into zapper. Now, zappers are what you want around your life. Zappers are the people who give you energy, people who make you better. They're the loving critics who want what's best for you and are willing to tell you the truth. And when you surround yourself with zappers, you are always going to soar to new heights. One of the ways that we can look at ourselves, assess ourselves, is by the 5 people we hang around the most. And are these 5 people who drain our energy away? Are they people who keep us trapped in amber? Or are they people who allow us to soar to new heights? So when you put yourself in a position to succeed, you make the constant improvements to the things that matter most, and you surround yourself with great people who are going to help you be the best version of yourself or a better version of yourself each day, then you're going to achieve extraordinary goals. So I thank you for what you're doing. I thank you for what you're about to do in your life. Thank MSOE for helping this honor ride be successful, and congratulations to you for an extraordinary achievement. You're at the end of the beginning, and I can't wait to see what the future looks like for you. Thank you.